What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the MG Cup Series here on Fox Sports 1. We are at Texas Motor Speedway for what's bound to be a crazy and exciting race. Hopefully not like the rain shortened one last season, but anyways, we don't mention that race ever again. But yeah, Papyrus Racing trying that strategy that they were trying late last season, where they just kind of take it easy a little bit. Chris Mack qualified just fast enough to make it into the field. Decided to drop to the back. And not sure what he's doing back there, but he's going to be starting from the rear end here today. And if you know Texas, then you know we're going to have some chaos here early on. So Chris Mack looking to avoid that as we get ready to roll here. Jeff Gordon is your pole sitter with Rusty Wallace on his outside. Tony Stewart in third with Elliott Sattler to his outside. Then rounding out your top five is the 19 of Jeremy Mayfield with 48 of Jimmy Johnson. He's the runner-up driver to the top five. He qualified sixth, so that's where he'll be starting here today. But without further ado, let me shut up because the green flag is in the air. We are racing here from Texas. Heading down the backstretch for the first time here today. 3 wide already. Multiple lanes of crazy racing all through the pack. Coming to the start-finish line at the stripe, Tony Stewart leads the first lap. If there were 3 wide through the tri-oval, there's still 3 wide, or quad oval, I should say. There's still 3 wide all the way around this racetrack. And off to turn 2. Heading down the backstretch for the first time. I hear a wreck. They're wrecking in the back. Kyle Petty and others going around. Robbie Gordon, once again, he's had the worst luck at the line. Jeremy Mayfield, who flipped here last season, wins the race back to the yellow flag. If you don't remember, last season that 19 of Mayfield was involved in probably one of the largest pileups here in MG Cup Series history. Rolled over, got in the grass and tumbled a little bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at what just brought out the yellow. 4 wide down the backstretch. They run out of room. Kurt Busch and Michael Waltrip in the middle of that, and poor Kyle Petty gets spun, then gets hit by his teammate Jeff Green, and then Robbie Gordon, Terry Labonte, David Starr, Bobby Hamilton Jr. all go up into the outside wall. See, Michael Waltrip has a little bit of rear end damage. Let's go on board with the 86 of Chris Mack, who was starting at the rear of the field voluntarily. Got through there pretty cleanly. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back for the drop of the green flag once again after this. Okay, lights are out on the pace car. We will be going green this time by... I need to get new pace cars, man. I don't even know how or where to get some, but all I know is that I need some. Jeremy Mayfield will lead the field back to the green. And there it is. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing from Texas. Immediately to the inside goes Mark Martin, who seems to always find his way to the front here at these 1.5 quad oval racetracks. 3 wide action further back through the field. But meanwhile, out in front, man, would you look at this? Crazy racing here. Get the 25 of Brian Vickers up in the mix. A lot of cars up on they're one groove up rather than being right next to the white line. A little bit different, I must say. I'm used to everyone being on the bottom. But now we're going 4 wide off of turn 2. And there goes Jimmy Johnson into the inside wall. Tony Stewart there as well. He gets sent back across the track. Big crash gonna happen here. Oh, big hit. Oh my goodness. Upside down. Oh my gosh. Terrible wreck. Red flag is in the air. These drivers gonna have to carefully make their way through. Oh my gosh. The plowing strikes once again. These drivers failed to get on the brakes, and it's another terrible crash for Tony Stewart in these last couple of weeks. Remember Kentucky, he had that hard crash. Cars launched through the air, almost flipped over, landed on the wall. Now he gets clobbered and goes for a roll. And other cars were involved. You see Dale Jr. was littered in the grass. Some of these drivers just unable to really slow down as the wreck continued into the corner. And there was just nothing they could do. We're gonna have to show the replay so we can digest everything that just, or did I say digest? So we can I forgot the word I'm looking for. So we can figure out what happened here. So the 20 of Stewart, they bounce off the inside wall. The 20 does a good job keeping it straight, keeping it from going back across the track. But then Jimmy Johnson slides up, and that contact turns the 20 car hard right, sends him right up the racetrack into his teammate Bobby Labonte. Bobby keeps it straight. Joe Nemechek is going to save it as well. See Casey Mears getting up into the outside wall, and then nowhere for Kevin Harvick to go. A hard hit there. Dale Jr. has nowhere to go as well. Everybody on the high line pretty much just have nowhere to go. And they're going to get collected here. You see Scott Wimmer, Dave Blaney just squeaks past. Scott Riggs gets by as well in the 10. See these guys all going back up into the outside wall. The 4 of Mike Wallace sideways. Great save by him there. And then further back here is when it starts to get ugly. The 20 just gets plowed from behind. Hard hit by the 09 of Johnny Sauter, who had nowhere to go there. It's the 20 car. He was committed, was trying to get low. The 20 slid down the banking right into his path, and then the 75 following through. Oh man. Gets the 09 right on his hood, and then the 75 gets up between the banking and the flat down on the apron, and just the right way that sent him almost upside down before getting drilled in the undercarriage by Michael Waltrip. The 09 came down in a funny way, and his car just kind of rolled over from the momentum. And then the 75 still hadn't landed yet, and the momentum rolls him over. That's David Starr on his roof in the 75 machine, and then Robbie Gordon just came in way too hot. We're gonna watch his speed. The 130 drills Tony Stewart. So we've seen similar impacts to that have taken people out of action. Heck, that took Robbie Gordon out of action last season. You just hate to see impacts like that. One car pretty much stopped and another car comes in and just nails him. You'd hate to see that. But luckily for Tony, the car rolls a little bit, dissipates the energy, doesn't get hit again until he comes to a stop. All these guys, man, they were still wrecking all the way down onto the front stretch. Dale Jr. straightened his car out. Jamie McMurray, what in the world? What happened to him? McMurray made it through the initial wreck. Some people that were a little bit slower from being involved in a wreck, and he just ran right into the back of Scott Wimmer, who was involved in the initial crash, and then driving away from it, then bang! Nowhere for Dale Jr. to go, nowhere for Bobby Hamilton to go. Hard hits there. They wrecked down onto the front stretch. You hate to see crashes like this. Tony Stewart out of the car, but not under his own power. But the safety crews have gotten him out the car, and they're tending to him now. We'll have an update on him and his condition after this. But man, just a terrible crash. Oh my gosh, I hate showing it again. I don't even want to have to look at the onboards here, but we're gonna have to just to show how hard it was. We're gonna have to go on board with them. As I said, we will have an update on Tony Stewart and his condition after this race, or maybe even during this race, depending on how fast news comes out. But he is alert and awake, talking to the medical crew, but obviously in pain. We're gonna have to. We have a situation on our hands. We're gonna be right back after this for the continuation of this event. Yellow flag, or red flag has been lifted, yellow flag is back out, and we'll continue this right after this. Welcome back to the MG Cup Series. We got here a bit late, but the green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again. So, look at Greg Biffle in the 16. Out in front. Tony Stewart is being transported to the local hospital. So, thoughts and prayers, of course, are going to be with him. He is, I was about to say okay, he is awake. So that's good, but just hoping for nothing severe, nothing too serious. Obviously, he's going to miss maybe a race, or he's at least going to miss one race. It's usually leaving the track in an ambulance. He doesn't come back next week after that. So yeah, but the race is still going on. We still got to finish this thing. Lots of crazy racing going on. Jeremy Mayfield looking to take the lead back. 3 wide once again. Out in front. Almost 4 wide off turn 4. They squeezed together. They somehow made it work. Matt Kenseth to the back bumper of the 21. Ricky Rudd. They almost made contact once again. keeping it straight. Biffle took the lead, but now here comes Martin. Here comes Ryan Newman. He's going to lead this lap in that 12 car. And here comes the 31 of Jeff Burton. Now he's going to take the lead. Contact. Dale Jarrett almost got turned. They're going to go 4 wide once again off turn 2. Into the inside wall goes Jarrett. Hard hit. He's sliding back up the racetrack. Look out. He's going to head back down the banking now. That 88 car is out of the race. And luckily, he's not going to get hit again here. Races back to the line there. 4 wide again. Oh, don't wreck. Don't wreck. That's a teammate. Ooh, man. All right. We almost had 3 Roush cars sandwich each other and take each other out under caution. That would have been a nightmare for Jack Roush, but they made it out alive. So, thank goodness for that. Caution is out. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the MG Cup Series here on Fox. We are about to go green once again from Texas, and we have a lot more cars in the race right now than we usually do at this point, so it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this race goes on. But the green flag is in the air. We're racing once again from Texas Motor Speedway, and one just did not get going. I'm not sure what's going on with that car, but he is not up to speed at all. Cars are going to be everywhere here. Making sure everyone's fine. Look at that checkup. Chris Mack takes advantage of that, says thank you very much, and flies by the field. He's got a little bit of right side damage. I think he's gotten up into the outside wall a couple times. But let's go forward here. That 86 car, once again, is the fastest car on track. Just like Atlanta, got the fastest car out on the track right now. He's trying to take that thing to the front. Oh, he clips the apron. Underneath the 31 of Jeff Burton. To the back bumper of the 6 of Mark Martin. Really just pushed Mark forward. I think Mark might have appreciated that. Luckily it didn't take his rear wheels off the ground though. Through the corners, that's where he gets most of his speed at. I'm not sure how, but he turns a lot better than a lot of these guys do. I'm not sure if these guys are saving tires or what, but Chris Mack flies through these corners, and now off of turn 4, looking to take the lead away from Greg Biffle, who was close at the stripe, but Biffle led that lap, but now he's going to lose the lead here. Chris Mack on his inside with an absolute rocket. Going to take it from him here. And Jeff Burton looking low. He's going to go to the inside, 3 wide, and try to take the lead. Here comes Carl Edwards. 4 wide. Bold move by Carl Edwards, but he did get his nose in there. Jeff Burton side by side with his old ride. He was in that 99 last season. And now underneath Chris Mack, the 99 of Carl Edwards. Last Roush Racing car is 97 of Kurt Busch further back. Kind of cruising around out here. Look at Cousin Carl. Oh boy. Oh boy, the 86 loose off of turn 4. Oh! Contact. They keep it straight, but look at the door of the 86. It's got a dent in it. That car not handling too well in the middle of 3 wide. He's going to back out of it here. Might try to get a run going on the high side, but I doubt he'll really get anything out of this. Gonna try to hop down to the bottom. No, cannot quite get there. Mark Martin, he just moved that 6 car up the racetrack. Now 3 wide once again, heading down the back straightaway. Chris Mack. What a move. Just didn't even lift. Just flew past the lap cars there. Flew past the field, I should say, as the lap car Terry Labonte held everybody up. And unfortunately, I think this will be. Oh, we got a crash in the back. The 21 Ricky Rudd, multiple cars around. Travis Quapple back across the track collects Kevin LePage. The 0 of Mike Bliss caught up in it. Dave Blaney with heavy front end damage, as well as Jeff Gordon. Kyle Busch with damage as well. Racing back to the line, Chris Mack is your leader. And hearing over the radio, they're going to come in and pit to repair that damage. Look at Jimmy Johnson, that car is torn up. He won last week at Bristol. Now has damage here in Texas. Let's go back and take a look at what all just went down. Johnson already had that damage, I'm an idiot. But Ricky Rudd was first car I saw spinning. Oh! Joe Nemechek got clipped down the racetrack right into him, and then a hard hit to the inside wall as they tried to avoid, and then another hard hit there for Travis Quapple, who was lucky not to even be injured. Came out unscathed at Atlanta after a bad crash. Was lucky to come out of that there, completely unhurt. Now has another hard wreck. Luckily not as bad as the one in Atlanta. Not anywhere close to as bad. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the MG Cup Series. The green flag is in the air once again. They're wrecking again on the backstretch. Big crash once again. Multiple cars. Matt Kenseth completely destroyed. Damage on every end of that race car. It seems like every crash here today, I keep getting called. Seems like every crash that happens here today takes out more than just one car, which is very Texas-y. Look at Tony Raines in the 61. Damage to that race car. Let's see what happened here to bring out the latest caution. That's a teammate. Greg Biffle wipes himself his teammate and himself out. Dave Blaney into the outside wall. There's Jeff Gordon. Lots of guys have already had damage, getting even more damage now. Kenseth and Biffle were two of the fastest cars here today, and they completely wipe each other out. Looks like a bit of a misjudgment or something. I'm not sure what that was. And then, just as Joe Nemechek was ready to pull out and make a move, the 17 of Kinza came up the track and clipped him. See the 9 of Casey Kane, the 99. Carl Edwards was in that. Didn't hit too hard, but was involved in it. 21 of Ricky Rudd on the outside wall. There's 3 Roush Racing cars involved in this wreck. Edwards, Biffle, and Hinton. So now 2 left. Looks like Edwards might still have a shot. It didn't look like that'll slow him down too much. So 3 Roush Racing cars left in this event. We're going to take a quick break once again. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the MG Cup Series here on FS1. We're about to go green once again. Man. Green flag is out. Fox Sports won. One place you can find some of the craziest racing here in the MG Cup Series. Your race leader Chris Mack with a little bit of door damage. He's gotten up into the outside wall a couple of times and made a little bit of contact with Mark Martin that damaged him as well. So might have a little bit of aerodynamic issues here that may slow him down, but he's still going to keep charging. As you see Ryan Newman pull to his inside, and now he's going to try to hop back down to the bottom. He's going to block that 49 of Ken Schrader, or at least he tried to. Gonna have to use the draft now. That's his only thing you can do to stay up to speed, as we have another caution here. Kevin LePage completely destroyed that race car. Ryan Newman's gonna win the race back, and let's see what happened to Kevin LePage. Gets clipped off of turn 4, back across the track, hard into the outside wall, head-on hit too with Casey Kane. Just a tough break for him there. We're gonna take another break. Be right back after this. Green flag back in the air. 4 of Mike Wallace was in the lead on the restart, but now here comes the 38 of Elliott Sattler. 16 of Greg Biffle is still up to speed. What? He had a pretty good impact to the inside wall in that wreck with Matt Kenseth, but I guess it didn't hurt him too bad because he's still going. That car still looks strong. Looks like the crew repaired whatever damage he had to the left side of that car pretty well. Got him out there. Got him going again. Oh, there goes Chris Mack around. He's going to have more damage to that race car. And a big crash. Once again. Another multi-car accident. The 11 of Jason Leffler. 44. Terry Labonte both getting taken out. Chris Mack with rear end damage. It's going to hurt that 86 a little bit more, especially with aerodynamics and speed. So, just a tough break once again for Chris Mack. Let's take a look at what even happened here. He's trying to get underneath the... Oh, a bump, and that got him loose, and then he hits the apron, and he slides up the track. No control over that car whatsoever. He slides back up, gets into Ryan Newman, slides with the rear end into the outside wall, and he's going to get hit a couple of times. Not too hard, but it did crunch in the back end of his race car. Jimmy Johnson got caught up in that. Poor Jason Leffler got hit by everybody that was behind him, it seems. Mark Martin got caught up in that. That car seems to be killed. Oh, and then you saw Terry Labonte getting his piece of that. This has not been a good season. Well, none of these seasons have been good for the Labonte brothers. Neither one of them able to get a win here in the MG Cup Series yet. It's crazy because they're both champions in real life in NASCAR, but here in the MG Cup Series, they're not even race winners. really unfortunate. But Bobby Labonte in the 18 still up in the mix right now. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Alright, we're back. Green flag's back in the air. Let's get this underway. We're just getting past halfway as well, so this is going to be a long day, I can tell y'all that for sure. Jeff Burton pulls to the inside. Look at Greg Biffle trying to stay out in front after being involved in a crash. The team repaired that car quite a bit. Still out there, up to speed and trying to fight for he's got to rely on the draft a little now with aero damage to that car. Look at Chris Mack. He doesn't need a rear end to be fast. As well, he's saying he doesn't need a rear end to be fast. He's out here trying to split his way through the pack once again. I mean, he had the fastest car on the track before he had damage. And now with no rear bumper cover on that car, you gotta believe that's gotta be helping that car just a little bit. Oh, and up into the outside wall with Carl Edwards as they ran out of space there. They squeezed 3 wide off of turn 2. Chris Mack trying to figure out a way past the 41 of Casey Mears. He's gonna pull to the inside of Mears now off of turn 4 here. Now, that rear end damage has to be hurting them because 1, aerodynamics, it'll be slowing them down, and 2, less downforce. It'll be harder for him to control that race car, but he's in the draft, and well, we have extra grip here on these tracks in the EMG Cup Series, so it shouldn't be too difficult for him to handle. Doesn't make too much of a difference. And now to the front, Chris Mack with less downforce is going to go to the lead. Probably the biggest disadvantage, but also an advantage because no rear bumper cover. I'm not sure how he's doing it right now, but he just went from wrecking a couple of laps ago to getting back out in front, racing for the lead. I've never seen a car this torn up at a 1.5 mile track, racing for the lead. I mean, we saw Bristol a couple of seasons ago, the second race in the 2003 season at Bristol. That was a complete disaster. Every car crashed in that race multiple times, and a torn up race car won that one. That was Hideo Fukuyama. But we've never seen a car like this in just a regular race where we still have cars that have no damage whatsoever just come out and take the lead like this. We're gonna have to take a pretty long break because of time, so I'm gonna be right back after this. Alright, we're back here in the EMG Cup Series, and we're probably gonna have to take another break by the end of this race, but actually, you know what, let's just get it. Let's just go ahead and get out of the way now. Shoot. Alright, welcome back to the EMG Cup Series. We have 10 laps to go, and Elliott Sadler, man, the bad luck bug has bitten him multiple times here in the EMG Cup Series, but now looking to finally get some good luck here. Tire wear is a thing. That 86, the lap times are starting to fall off, and it's getting harder for him to hold the bottom and harder for him to control that thing. The only way he's able to stay out in front right now is if he can just hold the bottom and prevent Sadler from getting by him. Elliott can't get by him on the high side too easily, and Chris Mack does have a better drive off on the exits of these corners. Sadler has to rely on draft and corner entry to get by that 86 car, and a little bit of straight line speed as well, because he does have an advantage in that department as well. There, the 86 now, Chris Mack, fighting as hard as he can, trying his best, doing everything he can to stay out in front. I'm surprised Chris Mack was able to lead for as long as he has with damage like that. And we've got lap cars up ahead as well. Casey Kane and Kurt Busch. Look at Sattler. Mack unable to keep the car down on the bottom of the racetrack. As we mentioned, tire wear is a thing, but luckily with that drive off, he was able to block. He's going to take a defensive line into turn 3. He blocks the bottom. Sattler now trying to figure out a way to get by. Had to check up to avoid running him over. He doesn't want to win it that way. He's going to do it cleanly if he does. Chris Mack turns hard left. Couldn't get down there in time. Sattler gets back to the inside. Chris Mack going to get that drive off though. He gets great corner exits, but not a good entry. He's going to wait for Sattler to get by. He's going to try to cross him over here. The bumper to the back of the 38 moves him up the racetrack. Underneath Elliott Sattler here down the front straightaway. 6 laps to go. Oh boy, hold on tight, folks, because this is going to get pretty crazy down to the end. Mack and Sattler side by side down the back straightaway, or front straightaway. Remember, Elliott Sattler's brother Hermie has won here in the EMG Cup Series, and that was an upset because we really expected Elliott to win. We didn't expect Hermie to actually win at all, but that was in the inaugural season when everyone's ratings were equal, so you never knew who was going to win. But Elliott Sattler in the 38 had a bunch of bad accidents here in the EMG Cup Series, but also had some great runs, and sometimes had runs where it looked like he could win, but it got taken away from him at the end, like at Bristol last week. But now to the inside of Chris Mack, this is his opportunity to get the job done. Mack knows that he's got to keep Sattler right there as he moves him up the track. Same move he pulled a couple of laps ago. 3 laps to go. He knows he's got to keep Sattler right there in just send it distance or dive bomb distance, so he doesn't let that 38 get away, because he will pull away. He has an advantage. Chris Mack with heavy damage, a lot slower on the straightaways. He has to rely on draft just to be able to stay close enough to that 38 car to pull back to the inside like he did just then. 2 laps to go from Texas. Things are heating up. Will they boil over? Out of turn 2, the 86 clears Elliott Sattler, but now down the backstretch, Sattler got a runoff on the higher line. Chris Mack trying to protect the bottom, can't. The car will not turn. He couldn't get it to stick. Here comes Sattler, back to the inside, white flag in the air. One more time around for Chris Mack. Sattler gets to his inside on the front stretch. Chris Mack turning hard left, trying to get that car to turn. He's going to pull back to the inside. He's going to have to rely on that corner exit speed and try to use some draft to his advantage. Heading down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Mack to the inside. Sattler on the high side trying to defend. Through 3 and 4, out of turn 4. They're coming to the stripe. Contact. They're wrecking across the line. Sattler wins as he spins and hits the outside wall. And both cars sliding across the start-finish line. Elliott Sattler, the rear end of that car destroyed, but he is your winner. Man, what a finish. It all came down to the front stretch there. And Chris Mack with a little buddy bump at the end there. Probably a little bit of a my bad in that as well. But Sattler, first career win. I don't even think he cares. His crew probably does. But Chris Mack tried to go from last to first and win. Unfortunately, went from last to second, which is first loser according to not Elliott Sadler, but that one YouTuber that did a thing on Elliott Sadler. Oh man, wow, what a finish that was for Elliott Sadler and Chris Mack, sliding across the line. The car is wrecking at the start-finish line, but Elliott Sadler getting the job done. Let's take a look at that run to the finish. Elliott's just lucky he didn't get hit by other cars. Not sure what happened there. We're gonna have to go on board with both of these drivers here to kind of digest what just went down, or dissect what just went down. I'm not sure why he's saying digest. I can't tell if the 86 was moving up or if the 38 came down a little bit. Oh, you know what? Here's what it was. Coming down the front stretch into the quad oval. The 86 trying to side draft a little bit. The 38 just trying to take its normal line through the quad oval there. They make contact once. The 86 slides up. I mean, that first bit of contact was caused by Sadler coming down at the same time as the 86, but the second bit, I'm not sure if the 86 got tight or if he was still just trying to side draft him, but either way, he got into his quarter panel and just turned him right around. Neither man getting out of the gas until they finally crossed the line. Both of them going for it there with all they had, just trying desperately. And Sadler was the one that came out on top. But man, what a finish. And look at the 86. Chris Mack, he spun down on the pit road a little bit there. Cut a tire down in the end. Man, what a finish. Elliott Sadler, though, finally gets this long-awaited first career win here from Texas Motor Speedway in spectacular finish as both drivers spun it across the start-finish line. But that is going to do it for the race. So let's go ahead and take a look at your point standings after a crazy finish at Texas. Alright, championship. This is not Money's Late Model Racing Division. This is the MG Cup Series. And up next is Riverside International Raceway. Oh boy, that was a great race last season. And we know Chris Mack loves the road courses, so it'll be interesting to see if we can go back-to-back here. But let's take a look at your point standings. Greg Biffle is still your points leader. Roush Racing 1, 2, 3 in the point standings right now. As Greg Biffle leads the points, Mark Martin second, Carl Edwards is third in points, with Jeremy Mayfield 90 points back, or 150 points back in fourth. Brian Vickers fifth. So, with that being said, if the top four were to not make the field and Brian Vickers were to win, he could take the points lead in that race. And just outside of the 175 points you can gain from winning a race, it's Dale Jr., Matt Kenseth, Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace, Ricky Rudd, they're all right there. And Tony Stewart, who was taken out of action in that crash earlier. So 11th in points, but we actually have an update on Stewart's condition. Not anything too severe, but he will be out for a couple of one race here. He'll be missing a week of action, and they'll be putting J.J. Yaley in that 20 car, racing for Tony Stewart's points. So yeah, I just need to remember to say Yaley and not Stewart in the next video. But Stewart will still be getting points scored, but J.J. Yaley will be his replacement driver. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Hope to see you guys next time, and until then, peace.